Flowers thrown onto the road as it passes.
The response of the mourners along the route quite dramatically different. Some quite visibly and audibly upset. Just then, as earlier in Kensington High Street, a quite spontaneous round of applause greets the coffin as it passes by.
It underlines how unique everyone's reaction to this is, and how sad it was that earlier in the week there was such criticism for the manner in which one group mourned. They're pouring in from the west door, led by members of the political parties and members from all over the world.
Former Archbishop of Canterbury just moving in to take his seat too.
We're just outside the west door of Westminster Abbey, and where these cars are drawing up is where the gun carriage will arrive in over an hour's time, as Sir Edward Heath, former Prime Minister, arrives to pay his compliments to this extraordinary young lady. There is a gradual incline in the hill as it approaches Hyde Park Corner, and this makes it more difficult for the soldiers leading the horses, as the full weight of the gun carriage and the extra weight of the coffin and apparatus is drawn in slow state ceremonial speed.
And here, marshalled by officials from the palace, the 500 or so representatives of the charities who are taking part in this funeral procession, just being moved to take their place in Marlborough Road, adjacent to St James's Palace. Representatives from over 100 charities associated with the Princess during her life, including the principal 6 with which she kept ties, even in the latter stages of her life: Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, the National AIDS Trust, the Leprosy Mission, the English National Ballet that Alistair mentioned earlier. centre point and the Royal Marsden Hospital. But each of the organisations have 5 representatives who will be walking the last mile to Westminster Abbey.
Extraordinary sight as flowers being thrown into the way of the cortege as it heads still further forward. The heat rising from the street, increasing by the minute.
And at Westminster Abbey, Mohammed Al Fayed and his wife. The processional route has several connections with Diana's companion when she met her death last weekend. The cortege at the moment passing not that far from the Harrods store, owned by Mr. Al Fayed, closed for the day. Later on its route out of London, it will go up Park Lane, passing by the flat where Dodi Fayed stayed when he was in London. And the pain of the day is being felt everywhere.
Luciano Pavarotti arriving at the west door, supported by friends. What memories he must have of the times when he sang to help Diana, Princess of Wales, in her work to raise money for charity. Asked to sing, he said he felt he would not be able to do so and hold his nerve in such a situation. The cortege is approaching now the home of the old Duke of Wellington at Hyde Park Corner, and will soon turn across to Wellington Arch and up Constitution Hill by Buckingham Palace.
Echoes of the music of Pavarotti, no doubt reverberating around the corridors of the Royal Albert Hall. Today its entrance draped in black, but one time a venue for Pavarotti's splendid voice.
The princess surrounded by her people.
Oh, Linda, this is better. Where's that Mr.
Through the archway beside the Duke of Wellington's home and into Hyde Park Corner itself. This is a difficult time for the riders as they turn the horses round and must watch the traces that they do not get caught up. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, his standard flying, heading down the Mall.
At the Abbey, Elton John just arriving to take part in the service with his new lyrics to the old song Candle in the Wind. And George Michael joining him.
A gentle breeze as the carriage moves through the arch. Very slowly, they have to turn the gun carriage, taking it across the tarmac, where horses can very easily slip as they head towards Wellington Arch. And the guardsmen come forward to take again their position as escorts to the Princess of Wales. All these guardsmen from Wales themselves, Welshmen with their princess. Diana, Princess of Wales, will shortly pass underneath the great triumphal arch in the centre of Hyde Park Corner. High above it, the enormous statue of the Angel of Peace.
And in Marlborough Road, some